The purpose. The purpose of the marriage of a woman and a man is union. The purpose of union is fertilization. The purpose of fertilization is giving birth. The purpose of birth is learning. The purpose of learning is to grasp the divine. The purpose of apprehending the divine is to maintain the endurance of the one who apprehends with the joy of apprehension. The nature of God. An impoverished person thinks that God is an old man with white hair sitting on a wondrous throne of fire that glitters with countless sparks, as the Bible states. The Ancient of Days sits, the hair on his head like clean fleece, his throne flames of fire. Imagining this in similar fantasies, the fool corporealizes God. He falls into one of the traps that destroy faith. His awe of God is limited by his imagination. But if you are enlightened, you know God's oneness. You know that the divine is devoid of bodily categories. This can never be applied to God. Then you wonder, astonished, who am I? I am a mustard seed in the middle of the sphere of the moon, which itself is a mustard seed within the next sphere. So it is with that sphere that all it contains in relation to that next sphere. So it is with all the spheres, one inside the other, and all of them are a mustard seed within the further expanses. And all of these are mustard seed within further expanses. Your awe is invigorated. The love of your soul expands. Insof, God is infinity, non duality. The essence of divinity is found in every single thing, nothing but it exists. Since it causes everything to be, no thing can live by anything else. It enlivens them. Its existence exists in every existent. Do not attribute duality to God. Let God be solely God. If you suppose that the Ein Sof emanates until a certain point, and that from that point on is outside of it, you have dualized. God forbid. Realize rather that Ein Sof exists in each existence. Do not say it, this is a stone and not God. God forbid. Rather, all existence is God, and the stone is a thing pervaded by divinity. Before anything emanated, there was only Ein Sof. Ein Sof was all that existed. Similarly, after it brought into being that which exists, there is nothing but it. You cannot find anything that exists apart from it. There is nothing that is not pervaded by the power of divinity. If there were, Ein Sof would be limited, subject to duality. God forbid. Rather, God is everything that exists, though everything that exists is not God. It is present in everything, and everything comes into being from it. Nothing is devoid of its divinity. Everything is within it. It is within everything, and outside of everything, there is nothing but it. God's encampment. When you contemplate the Creator, realize that His encampment extends beyond, infinitely beyond, and so too in front of you and behind you, east and west, north and south, above and below, infinitely everywhere. Be aware that God fashioned everything and is within everything. There is nothing else. God is unified oneness, one without two, inestimable. Genuine divine existence engenders the existence of all creation, the sublime. Inner essences secretly constitute a chain linking everything from the highest to the lowest, extending from the upper pulled to the edge of the universe. There is nothing, not even the tiniest thing, that is not fastened to the links of this chain. Everything is catenated in its mystery, caught in its oneness. God is one. God's secret is one. All the worlds below and above are all mysteriously one. Divine existence is indivisible. The entire chain is one, down to the last link. Everything is linked with everything else. So divine essence is below as well as above, in heaven and on earth. There is nothing else. Each of us emerged from Ein Sof and is included in it. We live through this dissemination. It is the perpetuation of existence. The fact that we sustain ourselves on vegetation and animal life does not mean that we are nourished on something outside of it. This process is like a revolving wheel, first descending, then ascending. It is all one and the same. Nothing is separate from it. Though life branches out further and further, everything is joined to Ein Sof, included and abiding in it. Delve into this, flashes of intuition will come and go, and you will discover a secret here. If you are deserving, you will understand the mystery of God on your own. There must be a contraction of God's presence. If if we believe that Ein Sof emanated the emanation and does not clothe itself within, then everything that emanated is outside of it, and it is outside of everything. Then there are two, God forbid. So we must conclude that nothing is outside of God. This applies not only to the Sephira, but to everything that exists, large and small. They exist solely through the divine energy that flows to them and clothes itself in them. If God's gazes were withdrawn from even a moment, all existence would be nullified. This is the secret meaning of the verse. You enliven everything. So divinity flows and inherits in everything that exists. This is the secret meaning of the verse. God's presence fills the entire world. Contemplating this, you are humbled, your thoughts purified.